Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is happening, my friends? What is happening, my friends? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, please kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversations. What is happening, fam? Once again, hope you all are doing great on this wonderful evening, wonderful evening. Let me tell you something. I'm feeling a little bit back to life, still waiting on having a checkup. Remember, I've been having some been kind of ill, been cooped up in the house for really a full week. And still in the, recovering slowly but surely. But feel, like I said, feel great. And more happy that I get to, chop it up with you all, my friends, listeners, viewers out there. Again, thank you so much for your support of the Arrington Gavin Show. Shout out to the folks who are watching us through Goatverse TV. If you happen to be checking us out right there, I truly appreciate it. And if you haven't downloaded the app yet, please do so. It's available in the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire. Also, shout out to those who are watching us by way of YouTube at the Arrington Gavin Show, or Rumble as well at the Arrington Gavin Show. Thank you. Please subscribe, hit the like button, leave us a comment, good or bad. I prefer good, but hey, if you leave us a bad one, at least I know that you are tuning in and watching the program, so I appreciate it. And yeah, share with the friends, share with family. I truly appreciate that as well. Multiple ways you can listen to the show. We're available on all major podcast platforms, so there is no excuse if you can't tune into us on the go, because guess what? You can tune into the show on the go by way of Odyssey, iHeart, Spotify, all major podcast platforms. Also, I want to shout out our listeners, those who are tuning in by way of WBOK 1230 AM in New Orleans. Our New Orleans fam out there, you can tune to the Arrington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, shout out to WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about. Also, those who are listening to us in the Metro Atlanta area by way of WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into the program 5 nights a week, Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so multiple ways you can tune into the program. We try to make it easy for you. We hope to get on more, available in more markets, so you can tune into the show, without any issues. Just a quick and easy route to, there we go. Let's tune into the show just on our radio. Just turn on the radio dial. Oh, there's the Arrington Gavin Show. So we're working on that. We're continuing to grow the program, but I thank you for those who has been sticking with us since day one. Look, do me a favor, follow us on our social media platforms. We're available on Instagram, Blue Sky, X, as well as subscribe to our Substack page. We prefer to continue the conversation on our social media, because obviously it takes a minute to discuss. It takes a while to discuss so much stuff that we want to within this hour. Like today, we got a lot of conversations that we will be chopping it up with politics, sports. Do we have anything in entertainment? Let's see here. Let's see. Yes, we do. We have, I think, one story. Yeah, looks like we have one. Oh, I'm sorry, we got a couple stories in the entertainment space. So yeah, we're gonna give you a little bit of everything here today, as we try to do on a regular here at the Arrington Gavin Show. All right, before we move forward, I do want to again shout out the Rugged Evolution Foundation. That is a nonprofit that I started in 2019, the Rugged Evolution Foundation. I want to shout out not just the foundation but the team that works that helps me with that foundation. We recently had and again, I'm sorry, let me go back. The Rugged Evolution Foundation, it was a nonprofit that I started in 2019 with the mission, and still the mission and focus on helping youth in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area. And so we've been very, very, very blessed to bless 3,000 families and counting with school supplies, backpacks filled with school supplies, other resources that they need to help, to have a better life, helping out the parent in any way we can. We know there's a lot of students and kids out there that live in underprivileged areas that don't have much. So we just hope to be some form of a way of saying, hey, look, we hear you, we see you, we care about you. What can we do to help? So we've been doing that since 2019. I want to say August of 2019, and we had recently hosted our second annual one of our second annual events. We have a lot of events that we host in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, and we recently did a event that was praising the moms, because recently, we had Mother's Day, and it was awesome. It was awesome. That the event is all about praising the mothers, but obviously ticket proceeds go towards our foundation. But we had a wonderful time. I had a dear friend, Miss Ashley Smith, who is a Emmy nominated journalist. She anchors on the local news in my hometown. She's a anchor for 13 News Now, WVEC. It's an ABC affiliate channel. She's awesome. She did a great job. Had another buddy of mine that works in radio as a DJ, DJ Scandalous. We had amazing musical guests. Shout out to Zeke, Miss Mayana Smith, as well as Lucky Williams. Also, we had some laughs by a couple of comedians, professional comedians. We had Mr. Bernard Hines. He goes by the Laughed Therapist. And then another good buddy of mine, Mr. Quincy Carr, who is nickname is the Quality Comedy King. He is an international comedian. He's opened up for folks like, oh man, Samora Lavelle Crawford, Omar Gooding, Coco Brown. The list goes on, and I'm not. I know I'm probably, missing a lot of folks, but he is awesome, and we just had a wonderful time. We had a wonderful time, and I think later that evening, my wife and we had got the opportunity to see, because we love comedy. We love going to comedy shows. We go to more comedy shows than we do music concerts, and so we went to a comedy club out in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and let's see, we went to go see a comedian, Ida Rodriguez. She is an amazing comedian. She has a special on HBO. She was featured on Tiffany Haddish comedy showcase called She Ready. She was on there. She hosts her own show, her own podcast called Say What You Mean. And she's dope. She gives political commentary as well. I've seen her countless of times on the Young Turks, and so really, really, really dope person. And yeah, we did a lot. My wife and I, we did a lot. And again, I just keep you all up to speed on what's been going on in my life. What else, you think I just do talk to y'all all the time? No, I do have a life. I do other things. Okay, chill. So yeah, did that, and that was awesome. So let me digress from that. Let's see here. Look, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have a lot more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere. Again, You are tuning in the Arrington Gavin Show.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs. And we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create. From weddings to corporate events and everything in between, we specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
People age 65 and older are at high risk of injury, especially from falls and car crashes. But older adults can take steps to stay safe from injury and be independent longer. Tell your doctor if you have fallen, if you worry about falling, or if you feel unsteady when standing or walking. Learn more about preventing falls and aging without injury at cdc.gov/stillgoingstrong.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the program. Look, let's get it going with our fun fact of the day before we get going with some of our topics. I thought of this. I saw this fun fact that I thought, oh, this is interesting to to share with everyone here. So did you know that the creator, the founder of Match.com, Gary Creeman, did you know he lost his wife due to a man she met on, guess what? Match.com. Ooh, Arrington, this is kind of a dark one you starting with. Well, look, I just saw this. I'm like, well, I got to share this with y'all. It's true. It says here that the founder of Match.com ironically experienced the ultimate twist of fate, losing his partner to a man she met through the very dating platform he created. You talk about that's some cold, you know what? That is. It says here he launched Match.com in the 1990s with the vision of using technology to bring people together, never expecting it would one day disrupt his personal life. Now, look, we see the growth now with dating apps and matching apps and all this stuff. I mean, what we had, I remember eHarmony, Christian Mingle, so all the saints and holy ones can match together. You had blackpeoplemeet.com. I think you got one called farmers.com or something like that. There's one for the senior citizen community, the 55 and up community to do so. I mean, there's so many until it's not even funny. But when I saw this, I'm like, oh my goodness. It says here the bizarre real life irony has followed him for years as one of the internet's most talked about dating stories. Despite the personal cost, Kremen has always maintained that the platform's mission was about connection, even if that connection led his own partner away. Sometimes building the future means letting go of control over where it takes you. I mean, way to keep your head up there, buddy. But I would have been hot about that. Let me tell you something. I would have been hotter than hot about that. Let me continue on the story here. What's a segment I call Black Excellence Report. Okay, Black Excellence Report. So I don't know if y'all heard about this, but you probably have. At least for those who are on social media pretty regularly. So, uh, popular actor Rondell Sheridan. Now he's known for his role as the dad on That So Raven. Let me see if I have a for those who are watching, I want to see if I can pull up a image of who Rondell for those who are like, who's Rondell Sheridan? I don't know. No. Well, it's always good to put a pic, put a face on it. So let me go ahead and see. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. So when I heard about the story, I'm like, oh man, sorry to hear about that. Because one thing we've noticed is actors, musicians, you can I wouldn't consider them like the one-hit wonder stars, but it's like, okay, where are they now? What are they doing now at this day and age? So during my childhood, right? That's So Raven was a hit TV show. I mean, that was back, you talking about when Disney Channel was really popping, in my opinion. You had That's So Raven, you had what, you got your Hannah Montana, and I think the in Hannah Montana was I'm gonna say there was three shows. Well, I take it back. Let me see. Yeah, there were three shows. You had That's So Raven, Hannah Montana, and you had Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Now, before that, there was a show called Even Stevens. Oh, that was my show. Even Stevens, Shia LaBeouf, Christy Carlson Romano. That was my show. The Proud Family. I was a Disney Channel fanatic, right, as a kid. But I know, fast forward and going sidetrack here. That's a Raven star, who played the dad. He played I think Victor Baxter. That's what it was. Victor Baxter. He was the played Raven's father on the show That's So Raven. Recently has shared on social media that he has been battling a severe case of pancreatitis that left him hospitalized. Says here that he said he went to the hospital on April 10th, and doctors immediately thought it was gastric. Uh, After briefly returning home, he went back to the hospital just 2 days later and was diagnosed with pancreatitis. And he says, tons of tests. I was in the hospital for 9 days. I got released, and I thought I was on the road to recovery. The actor, who's 66 years old, wow, I did not know he was 66 years old now, shared in the hospital bed, my pancreatitis is inflamed, and there's not much you can do about it, but just wait for the inflammation to go down. Now he was just sharing that he's been in the hospital for so long, and these hospital bills obviously they add up, which is a bit unfair, because it's not like people choose to literally have an inflamed pancreatitis. They don't choose to want to stay for days and days in the hospital. They can't, because guess what? Their body does it, and they can't predict when, oh, I'm gonna be sick, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. So that happens, and he just says, look, the bills are really, really getting up there, and I cannot afford it. I'm just asking for your help, your kind gestures, and all that good stuff. So the GoFundMe page was created on his behalf. Says actor hasn't been able to work since mid-April and will not be able to return to work for a foreseeable future. Right. So the fundraiser is and I personally have not seen him since that show, right? When he had That's a Raven. I don't know how long, don't get me quoting how long that was on, but then they ended up doing a spinoff called Corey in the House, which is, thus no longer on television. But they still probably get royalties. You can still probably watch reruns on Disney Plus, or they might play them on selected cable channels. It was an amazing show. One of those shows where like, okay, if they still showing Seinfeld, y'all must be still showing That's So Raven. The fundraiser is requesting donations to help with medical expenses and other bills. It raised $53,000 as of right now. The reason why I'm bringing this up as a Black Excellence Report, because there was one donation that really at least really was a true blessing for him, and that was a donation given by the one and only comedian and actor Kenan Thompson. Kenan Thompson donated $7,000, and it was they had a cross paths back in the day when he was on Kenan and Kel, so that's taking you way back. But you just, when you see stuff like that, you're just unaware of, like, how's the relationship in Hollywood, right? Do these folks really, who are their friends? Who do they, keep in contact with? Blase, blase, blase. And I like this because that shows the how respected, in my opinion, Rondell is. Not because you have a high profile celebrity like Kenan Thompson, because who's a regular, I think he's the longest serving cast member on SNL, Saturday Night Live. But it just shows, like, no, man, I know you were part of my childhood. You were in the process when I was growing, in my career. You probably gave me great advice at the time. You've always been a humble person whenever I encounter you and all that stuff. No, let me help out, because 7,000 ain't no chump change. Shoot, $500. When people get 500, that's a lot. But 7,000, I mean, that's awesome. That is awesome. So I want to again, they're still having this go on, so I at least want to acknowledge, bring it up on this show, bring some recognition to it. It says here, the GoFundMe page was created on behalf of Sheridan. The gentleman's name is Rondell Sheridan, Sheridn. Please, y'all, if you can at least give a dollar or $5 or however, give however much you want to. But again, it's this man here is you never heard him do anything bad in the news. All right, the only thing you've heard him in the public eye was bringing laughs to people's faces and always keeping it humble. And he was upfront and honest. He's just like, I've been cooped up. It would be helpful if you can bless me with just something, anything. It would be truly appreciated. And I think that's needed out here. So let's continue to do a good deed, and just be a blessing to others, man. If you have it to give, then do so. If you don't, not. But share it out to the masses, repost it. And I know a lot of folks like to repost things anyway, so just repost it. It's the simple things that really help out and can go a long way. All right, my friends, let me go ahead and digress from this story. Let's move it on to some sports. So I don't know if y'all heard, but New Orleans Saints, and see, this is my New Orleans folks out there listening right now, WBOK 12:30 a.m. Is probably not too happy with this story here, but it was shared that, well, at that time, New Orleans Saints quarterback Derek Carr would be announcing his retirement, is retiring. Not will be. He is he has announced that he is retiring from the sport of football, really due to an injury. So a while back I had mentioned that there was questionable about the upcoming season for Derek Carr due to a shoulder injury, and excuse me, and they just didn't know what was happening. Now, I think the Saints had signed. Oh man, they had signed. Well, actually, they lost Jameis Winston because Jameis Winston went to New York Giants. I want to say they might have drafted a quarterback in this recent draft. They still had Kason Hill. They had maybe like 3 QBs that they could get, that they can, work around, not including Derek Carr. But yeah, it has been announced that New Orleans Saints quarterback is announcing his retirement. Upon reflection of prayer and discussion with his with Heather, he's saying, I've decided to retire from the National Football League. Look, y'all, it's all about doing what's best for your health. I pull up this graphic for those who are watching. Look, he's 34 years old. $195.6 million made in his career. 195. That's good money. That is good money. Now, Derek Carr has a brother. I think it's David Carr, also a QB. Also, I believe played maybe maybe 11 or 12 years. Did not play a long time. Carr did retire with the ring. I think he was a backup for the Giants when they won. When Eli Manning won, either has one or two with them. But he didn't retire due to injury, if to my knowledge. I think he was just saying he was ready to, on to the next chapter. Went on to commentating, doing a great job doing that. But for Derek Carr, I mean, it was different. It was different. It says here after 11 seasons and again over 990 over $195 million earned, he has officially retired. He suffering from a labral tear and significant shoulder degeneration. And after weighing surgery and the uncertainty of a full recovery, he has obviously chosen health over another comeback. Smart man. Now again, New Orleans, I know y'all probably worried, but y'all got some great options. I think for, check out free agency, maybe work on some trades or see who y'all have lined up right now in your roster. To read a little more in context, says here in late March, while ramping up the preparation for the 2025 season, Derek Carr experienced some pain in his right shoulder. It was his first time throwing a football at significant volume since recovering from both a concussion and left hand injury sustained during a play in December 8th of 2024. Now, Derek immediately contacted the Saints medical team. Eventually, medical scans determined objectively that he sustained a labral tear, as I mentioned before, and also the degenerative changes to his rotator cuff. That's a hard surgery right there. Well, that's a not a hard surgery, but it's a very painful one because you got so many, they call them heads, so many angles that your shoulder moves in. So it's like, oh, that's, like I said, it's tough. Now since that time, Derek and his representation, the Saints medical team and outside medical experts have worked together to determine the best path forward. Surgery was an option, jeopardizing the entire 2025 season. Yet there was no guarantee Derek would return to the level of strength, function, and performance to play in which he was accustomed to. Now, upon consultation with his wife, he decided, obviously, the best interest was family and the Saints organization to retire from the National Football League. Again, 11 seasons is a blessing. That's an awesome job. 11 years, not a lot of the average QB, and I've spoken with friends of mine who has played numerous of years. The number of years for in the National Football League has gone down to 2 years. Average, I think, used to be between 4 and 5. It's gone down to 2 years. Why? Because football is not for the weak. Football is one of the most rigorous, most violent, most intense sport in the world. Okay, to play for 10 plus years, to play almost, we got folks that play 17 years, 19 years. I mean, that's insane. Most folks that play that long are either quarterbacks or kickers, long snappers. Now, quarterbacks, now we live in a different age where quarterbacks are more mobile. They're getting hit a lot because they run they're going on runs most of the time. Derek Carr was a mobile quarterback. He was an athlete. He relied on his legs at some plays. He relied on his arm some plays. You got guys that if you just rely on your arm, you're gonna stay right there in the pocket. You ain't gonna do anything you can to hurt your body. Keyword Tom Brady. Tom Brady played what, 20 years, 21 years. Still looks in tip-top shape like he can play right now. Now Brett Favre different. Brett Favre, that man was getting hit. He played a ton of years, but he looked like he'd been through the ringer. You know what I mean? But again, I think just going back to Derek Carr, I think this is a smart decision. I think the best is yet to come for him. I think obviously he can go into sports commentating. The man's made almost $200 million in his career. Good money. That man is set. That man is he's good. he's good for the rest of his life. And hopefully he's, saved and, did some investments, anything like that to keep more job security in the future for him and his family. I was thinking of another name, and it literally just slipped right out. Me being a Colts fan, Andrew Young. No, Andrew Luck, not Andrew Young. The Andrew Young is a civil rights activist and former mayor. Um, Andrew Luck retired, I believe, after 7 years. Wasn't too unpredictable, but he was injury prone. He was getting hurt a lot, and he could have continued to push to play some more. But sometimes you just gotta play it smart. Your time. Your dream is just to make it to that level, and the fact that you sustain, for him close to 10 years, this one over 10 years, awesome job. So again, I commend Derek Carr, great career, great QB. But again, sorry for Saints family out there, because we'll be next. Who will be your next QB? We don't know, but I'll continue to follow up and share it here on the show. So we will continue to talk about that. As I digress from this story, let me go ahead and share. Let's move on to some politics real quick. Let me look at my time. Actually, let's see. No, let me keep on going. The interesting thing that came across my feed was about folks considering they are talking about presidential races. This president. I'm like, wait, what? We literally just we how are we talking about presidential elections? So recently, Gina Raimondo is weighing in a possible presidential run. I'm just like, damn, y'all are quick on this. This how we in some bad time. That people are already saying who gonna run, who ready to take this one out of here, because we are here talking about doing a third term and whatnot, and we not having that. We not having it. So let me go ahead and read you a little more on this one right here. So Gina Raimondo is considering, as I mentioned, running for president in 2028 now. She told a veteran political operative, David Axelrod, who you all see him a lot on CNN, I believe, CNN, senior political commentator, and worked under the Obama administration. And she says, yes, when pressed at the University of Chicago Institute of Politics event, Axelrod, in a post on X, called the answer characteristically direct. Former Commerce Secretary under President Joe Biden is among the first of the potential 2028 candidates to acknowledge an interest in running. Says here, I care deeply about this country. I've dedicated 15 years to public service, and if I think there's a big way for me to serve, again, including running, I'll do it. But I also, if I thought somebody else would be better or be able to win, I'd get behind that person. In a minute. Now, before joining the Biden administration, Raimondo was twice elected as governor of Rhode Island, becoming the first woman to lead the state. In 2020, she co-chaired former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg's campaign and was reportedly considered for the role of vice president by Biden's team. Now, in January, after leaving the White House, Raimondo joined the Council on Foreign Relations as a distinguished fellow. Recently, she cautioned the Democratic Party might be far away from challenging Republicans at the national level. Here's another quote she had. I'm reading for you guys. How will we overcome this impression that we're elitists? We're out of touch. We don't have our sense on the culture. There's so much to do. I don't know how many cycles it's going to take. There's reason there were a dozen years between Carter and Clinton, and I don't know where we are in that cycle. I would say this. Like her drive, she's obviously very qualified. Me personally, and not trying to, piss off ladies out here that are, that tune to the show. I love women, have the utmost respect for you. Y'all run everything. Extremely smart. I'm not gonna say I don't think this woman is qualified. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna say she's not qualified. What I will say is I personally think she could be wasting her time. I've just personally lost hope in the overall voting system when it comes to electing a female as president. I just think society will never accept a female president because we live in this misogynistic atmosphere where, oh, I can't have a woman tell me what to do, or I can't have a lady at a higher position where she's telling, she's my boss. I mean, that's happening on both sides. That's not a Republican issue, that's not a Democratic issue. They will give women a certain amount to think they're just now having an ounce of power, but they won't. So me personally, I just feel like it'll be a long time in hell before they elect a woman president in the United States, because this has been done in the president of Mexico is a woman. There's so many dignitary and elected officials, women, in other countries. Now, obviously, we have governors, we have Congress, people that serve in Congress, we have women that serve high, important, powerful positions, but presidency, woo, I mean, how many times have how many women in the past have had campaigns running for president? The people that can come off to mind for me is you got Hillary Clinton. Obviously, recently you just had Kamala Harris. You had Elizabeth Warren. You've had Amy Coney Barrett, Nikki Haley, right? And really, when I kind of backtrack, was Nikki Haley the only no, she wasn't the only Republican. No, she was the only female Republican, at least that I can recall, that has put in a bid for president of the United States. And that's the thing. It's just I don't know, man. I don't know. But hey, you don't know. Maybe the being that she's talking about it now, people can start saying, let me look into her track record at Rhode Island. Let me see, her position again under the Biden administration. Let me see exactly what could she possibly, what could she do to really be like, oh yeah, this lady's gonna earn my vote. Let me look at some past clips of her debating one or the other. You just people. That's how you always start kind of learning a little more about candidates and things in that nature. So you gotta look at their track record. But yeah, you already got some folks that are wanting to pursue the 2028 presidential race. So that is interesting right there. All right, my friends, look, we're going to take another commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You are tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, this that new GoatVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of the app he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Jazera Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, and after-school program SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazarinLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
Welcome back to the show, my friends. Welcome back. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Thank you so much for sticking with us here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Let's move on to our next story here on the program. So, recently, Donald Trump, the one, the only Donald J. Trump, had appointed yet another Fox personality. Now, I'm telling you right now, it is so sickening seeing, and excuse me if I sound a little funny, I literally just popped in a lifesaver in my mouth during that commercial. What sickens me is the fact that we're getting an administration filled with not even opinionated, biased, people that just bend the knee and kiss the ring, right? They're not really they're not trusted journalists. They're personalities that all they do is blah, 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 like a Pete Hegseth, like a Sean Duffy, like of Janine Pirro, who recently was appointed as top prosecutor in DC. So this is reported by ABC News. It says here that Donald Trump says he will appoint Fox News host and former prosecutor Janine Pirro as an interim U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia. Why, I'm trying to figure out, but who knows? I mean, we all really know, but it's like it gets worse and worse. It says here that Trump announced the pick in a post on none other than, of course, his favorite social media called Truth Social, because it tells the truth. Duh. Not really. The selection comes as Trump told reporters in the Oval Office that Ed Martin, who is currently serving as DC's interim top prosecutor, would not be taking the position permanently after losing support among top Republicans in the Senate. ABC News has reported that Trump was eyeing Pirro for the position. That just tells you how smart this guy is, because Janine Pirro, for one, has not worked in law forever. She comes across as like, hey, she's done it. She had a career as a prosecutor, as a judge, but she's been on Fox forever. I think she had her own weekend show for around like 10 something years now. She's a co-host on The Five. Again, all she does is just talk nonsense, in my personal opinion. The White House did not immediately respond to the request for comment for ABC News, but a representative for Fox News press relations did not immediately respond to ABC News' request for the comment, nor did Pirro. She has been a longtime ally of Trump, dating back to her time as a prominent prosecutor in New York. She was an early supporter of his 2016 campaign and publicly defended him during the Access Hollywood tape scandal. Again, this is an interesting one right here. Following Trump's loss in 2020, following Trump's loss in the 2020 election, Pirro pushed false allegations of election fraud involving voting machines and was later among the Fox News employees named in the Dominion voting system defamation lawsuit for broadcasting false claims about the company. Now, Fox News eventually settled for, check this out, almost $1 billion freaking dollars, $787.5 million, and admitted the statements were false. Now, see, in 2019, Pirro was reportedly suspended by Fox after she questioned the loyalty of Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar to the U.S. Constitution, citing Omar's Muslim faith. Again, this lady is so right-wing, so bizarre when it comes to just what she discusses on TV, but hey, that's on brand. I always say it all the time. For Trump, it's very on brand for Fox News. She's on the highest rated show, for crying out loud. A show where it is 4 conservatives attacking 1 liberal, which by the way, the 1 liberal, and I'm not talking about freaking Congressman I think his last name is Ford, Harold Ford. Not Congressman Ford. I'm talking about Jessica Tarlow. She's the only one to me that really, she goes at them with the facts, and it's almost like she just does not pay them any mind because she knows they're talking nonsense. You got freaking Greg Gunfield, who apparently is like the late night king, or the king of late night. How in the world is that? Because I've even, you watch it out of curiosity, right? Because I watch news from all avenues, all aisles, right? I watch news that I agree with. I watch the news that I disagree with. I watch the news that I'm in the middle of. I watch my unbiased. I watch a little bit of everything. I was watching Gunfield's late night show, and I'm just like saying, I do not. He has a live audience that are all a bunch of folks that just came on a bus from the senior living community. Those who laugh at corny jokes, because again, you know who else got a late night show? Mike Huckabee has a late night show. I mean, it's just they have this slapstick humor, but it's not funny. It is not funny at all, and he makes these jokes, and it's so weird. But yet that makes more has more ratings than freaking Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon or who else? Steve Colbert. Like, it's interesting as hell, in my opinion. Let me continue, because I always get sidebar. It says here that Martin, Ed Martin, who had been vying to become the top prosecutor in one of the nation's most important U.S. attorney's offices, has served as the interim U.S. since the start of the administration, but in his interim term expires May 20th. It says here Martin promoted Donald Trump's Stop the Steal campaign in 2021 and was himself seen on the Capitol grounds during January 6th. Again, these are folks that have so much power, and these are folks that work in the White House. Again, insane. I know. One of Trump's final acts before leaving office in 2021 was issuing a last-minute pardon to Pirro's ex-husband and longtime GOP donor. With less than an hour before his term ended, Trump granted one of his final pardons to Albert Pirro, who was convinced more than 2 decades ago on 34 counts of conspiracy and tax evasion after he was found to have improperly deduct over 1 million in lavish personal expenses as a tax write-off for his business. I tell you, folks, it's just it's hilarious to me. But here's how it gets more funny, because as I mentioned, Janine Shapiro or Janine Pirro. I always want to say Shapiro. Janine Pirro is a Fox face. That's what she's known for being on Fox. But here's an interesting thing: Trump has now hired 23 Fox News employees to his administration. All right. Let me go ahead and see where. Okay. So we have Pete Hegseth, who's now the Secretary of Defense. Dan Bongino. Goodness gracious. Dan Bongino, who now serves as the Deputy Director of Federal Bureau of Investigation. Sean Duffy. He was busy enjoying himself at Fox Business, hosting his show, The Bottom Line. Now he is the, let's see, what is it? Secretary of Transportation. We have Tulsi Gabbard. Yep, remember the former Democratic congresswoman turned still registered, but became the voice to always go after her own party. She was hired by right-wing networks, and now she became full-time with Fox. She was a political commentator on Fox News. Then she eventually left the Democratic Party, went independent. Then she was independent for like a weekend, and then just signed her papers. She's a registered Republican now. She's joining the Republican Party. Whoop-de-damn-do. She is the Director of National Intelligence now, DNI. All right. Now we have Mike Waltz. Mike Waltz was the guy who was a part of the whole, and Pete Hegseth too, but he was a part of the whole Signal Gate issue. Mike Waltz, his new United Nations ambassador, but he was former National Secretary advisor during this whole administration. So this man has went through 2 positions under 100 days. Who else do we have? We have Fox News contributor, U.S. General Keith Kellogg now serves as the special envoy for Ukraine and Russia. Mike Huckabee, former Arkansas governor, he's now a current ambassador for Israel. All right. He had hosted a weekly program for 6 years on Fox News. Let's see. We have Michael Bastosh, Tammy Bruce, Sarah Kimberly I mean, the list goes on and on. I don't feel like reading all their names, nor do I care to read you their names, but 23, I repeat, 23 employees, all from Fox News, that Trump hired. And you tell me this guy's about unity? Y'all, please stop lying. Where's the unity into this? Where's the unity in this? I don't see any. What I'm noticing, and I don't know if y'all calling it too, but this Trump administration is literally firing everybody that's black that holds non-political positions. He's firing them all. Oh, you got to go. You got to go. Oh, these committees that we have that have say any Democrats, you got to go. Like, it's like, come on, it's child play. It is so childish, and it's disgusting, and it's annoying at the same time. I mean, when is enough enough? When are you gonna realize, dude, that your strategy does not work at all? When are you gonna, I don't know. Let me stop before I like my job here. I like doing what I'm doing, talking to you all. As I digress, we have about how about maybe 5 minutes, maybe a little less than 5 minutes left into the show. The last thing I want to leave with you is, again, yet another another prominent figure on the left is announcing that they are not going to run again seek re-election. This article is reported by rawstory.com. It says here, not going to run again. Progressive Dem quits Congress. Good for them. It says here, Progressive Representative Jane Shakowski. I'm gonna struggle with that last name, but I'll just say Jane, Representative Jane, Democratic out of Illinois, progressive congresswoman who's held her seat for 26 years, announced recently that she will retire at the end of her term and will not seek re-election. Once again, I appreciate and commend folks that are saying, okay, look, I think I've done all I can do. I'm not going to try and keep hold of this power. I want to retire, and let's make room for the next. We're seeing a lot of young challengers during this primary season, people that are like, oh, look, I have what it takes now. I think it's about that time. I can run. I can do my thing. Let's do this. Let's get it going and move forward. She served the Illinois 9th Congressional District since 1999, representing Chicago's north side and several north suburbs. Before that, she served 8 years in the state's General Assembly. She's held such roles as Chief Deputy Whip of the House Democrats and active on the House Energy and Commerce Committee. Again, this is what the the vice chair of the DNC, Hogue, was basically talking about. Look, it's time. It's the time now. It's the season. It's that season. I'm tired of folks saying, well, I'm gonna just I'm always going to support and back our incumbents. If they want to run again, I'll support them. I think at some levels you need to be the upfront people and say, no, I think it's about that time. You need to retire. Seriously, because that's what screwed the Democrats with Joe Biden, right? Not being honest. You thinking that Joe Biden, he was all there and Congress was there. No. He had his flaws and he had his mistakes, and it was time for him to sit it on down. It was time he had to sit down. This dude over here, Biden, was recently on The View saying, if I would have ran again, I could definitely beat Trump easy. By all means, I didn't want to. It's nothing wrong with me. I'm not, it's nothing cognitive thing going on me. Look, you're getting older. Your mind's not as sharp as it is. That's no disrespect. There's nothing to be. You got to be truthful to the people, because the people are watching. They see your fumbles. They see this. They see that. When people in Congress, we see folks that are struggling when they have their interviews and moments on, CNN, Fox News, all these, news outlets and stuff like that. We'll see. We see the way people are moving and this and that. We catching folks falling asleep during State of the Unions or anything like that. So it's like, come on, y'all gotta be honest with us. Y'all gotta be honest with the people. And you know what? The more honesty you build with your constituents, the more I think that will continue to encourage folks to come out and vote. Because some folks are just like saying, they're gonna keep on doing the same old. Why I waste my time going over there voting this and then the other? Why, they're gonna do the whole back and forth arguing, like, why even waste my time? No, folks, it is your duty to cast your vote. Your vote is your voice, your vote is your power. Always remember that. Always remember that, my friends. Look, until next time, that is my time. Continue to support the Arrington Gavin Show. And I hope to talk to y'all soon. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed out there. I will see you next time for another great conversation here on the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm out. Peace.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.